Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the Nip and a Half podcast, live on this Monday evening. Late one this evening, as both Paul and I had some chores or plans, or whatever you want to call it. But thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Wendy was in early. She said, evening, folk. May not be around to see this one live. Not sure if this is the final show before Christmas. But if it is, all the best. Take care, Neil. Are you on for next week, Paul? Monday? I was Monday evening. Yeah. We'll do it on the 23rd, so that'll be after Gameweek 17, and we can preview 18 and 19 then, can't we? So that'll be good. So yeah, we'll be here next week, Windy. Don't worry about that. Neil Windy. I'd like to think his name is Neil Windmeister. What do you think his name is?
I was going to go Neil Windermere.
Windermere. Oh, now you're talking. I like that. Lee Giles is in as well. Welcome, Lee. Great to have you with us. Having a really good season as usual. How was your fantasy weekend, Paul?
Before we start, I've got a disclaimer, and it's, I guess, more important for people that are listening on... No, it's not. It's not that exciting. Baby monitor, mother half's out, so if we hear a scream, I will need to depart briefly to go head upstairs.
That's okay. I'll just like sing a song or something, or do something along those lines. We'll be fine for a couple of minutes, but okay, mate.
Oh no! Every format, I feel like I'm on the declining currently. So,
really? Like your hairline?
Yeah, like my hairline?
Yeah. I noticed it's definitely moving a little north over the last season or two.
Sanya and Ashley Cole bombing on down the wings. Is that what we're playing at here?
Exactly. Right? Anyway, yeah. Where do you want to start?
Dream Team. It's probably my most painful.
It's always best to start in the painful ones, isn't it?
Yeah. I won 77 for the week. My chat, backstory to this that you're well aware of because you are the backstory. We were chatting about moves. We were chatting about moves during the week, and you gave me you were making one about Isak. You were bringing in Isak, and then you were deliberating over the other three, and you list three players to me, and my first response was, after watching all the Scotland games that I do, Robertson's on the decline. Don't go for Robertson. And I didn't realise Tsimikas was injured. So when I found that out, I did message you prior to deadlines and stuff like that to be very clear. I was like, oh, maybe I'm not as cold on that basis. The fact that he'll play games, Liverpool's fixtures are all right, and if I brought in an extra defender this week, it means that I could move off another defender next week and get back to the setup what I was looking for. So I ended up talking myself into getting Robertson.
Was he on your radar? He wasn't on your radar at all before I met you.
And I could have just done exactly what you did and brought in Kulusevski and thinking back, should I have? It's easy to say that.
It's easy in hindsight. It is easy in hindsight.
If you'd have thought Robertson would have probably played the two games, and now not only will he not be, he's obviously on -3. He's going to drop in price, but he's going to miss the midweek game rather than the Premier League game for the sending off. So I'm probably just going to take him straight back out again.
He's going to drop 0.6. Yeah, no, it's not good. It's he's not playing midweek, which is because it was a certain kind of red, wasn't it, or something? Otherwise, he would have missed the Prem or something. But yeah, he's missing.
I thought it was the accumulation of.
Oh, sorry, it was. You're right. You are right. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's not. He's not playing midweek. So that is a pretty disastrous transfer. Yeah. It when it rains, it pours. We talk about momentum, don't we, all the time? And it's crazy how you can't catch a break, and these things seem to just catch you. And at the moment you're going through it, but you'll be back.
I was a couple of weeks ago, I was more annoyed than I have been more recently in events. That the Bruno penalty hurt as well. I don't know Bruno, he's 75% owned in the top 1k. I guess my saving grace in all of this is a captain Isak.
Yeah.
And if I'm getting taken off after 70 odd minutes, I think he'll play.
I agree. I think he starts this week.
Whereas Salah, just come off 80 minutes playing in a side with 10 men. I don't know that I can see him starting. I could be wrong. One thing on Dream Team before we move on, we'll discuss your team. I know you're doing a lot better than me. I used to do a lot of analogies on 3-for-1 podcast when we talked about it. And I used to think of like game theory and relate it back. And I was thinking about captain polls in WhatsApp groups. So I don't mind captain polls on Twitter because you can't see what everybody else has voted for when you vote, and then as soon as you vote, presents back up what the latest percentages are.
Yep.
But when you do a poll in WhatsApp chats, I always think that groupthink
Yeah.
comes into it, and
Yeah, you're
a
pretty right.
fear of saying something unless you're a person that likes to outwardly say the rationale behind it. And therefore you get clubbed votes on a player. Perhaps the first person does something, and it took me back to thinking about sprint planning. So you and I are both similar industries, or your background prior
Yeah.
to fantasy football was similar industry like finance, tech teams in finance world, and something I was taught by a scrum master at one point in time was when you're doing story point sizing
Yeah.
for tickets, if you don't do a flat one ticket as roughly the same size, people use Fibonacci.
Yeah.
The smaller the ticket, the easier it is to estimate. The higher it is, it's bigger, so you get a bigger gap. And I always did when you were doing a vote on the size of the ticket, you always did a countdown 1, 2, 3, and then whoever was in the room or on the call had to vote at immediately the same time so that everyone wasn't
Yeah.
influenced
Influenced.
by either the more senior or the first person that goes in that
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't know. I think WhatsApp should allow you to do the options that Twitter does so that it's a hidden vote prior to you voting so that you're not influenced by others other than the chat and stuff that goes around it. But just some of my musings on that subject.
No, definitely. Yeah, because you can see who voted for what, on WhatsApp, can't you? And
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, I generally use the Hub DreamTeam WhatsApp chat captaincy poll as my captain. I genuinely, do, and I can't complain because I think last week I'm not sure I'd have gone for Saka. Maybe I may or may not have. Obviously, it worked out incredibly well last week.
Yeah.
It went all in on Salah this week. Obviously, Isak was on my mind, but then I can't shake this thing sometimes of players like Salah. He's top class. He's in the form of his life, and obviously it didn't quite happen, mainly because of the Robertson red card. But I think he gets some minutes. They're 90 minutes away from a semi-final, so I think they do. And and regardless, really, with the captaincy, obviously Isak has come off and done really well. I'm just pleased to own him because I don't think his ownership is actually that high. Looking in the really good mini leagues I'm in, he's in most of the teams. Some of the ones I'm not, he's not. He's barely in any of them. So I'm happy I got him. He's definitely going to rise. Definitely won him next week as well. So yeah, say hopefully gets all points in midweek. So but yeah, I got
How'd you get on?
I got 90 so far. Had a good week. Martinez. Oh, do you know it hurts because I had Wood in FPL, and obviously Wood scored against Martinez late on. It was ruled out, so I went from the euphoria of Wood scoring to thinking, well, at least I got the Martinez clean sheet in Dream Team. Then conceding 2 to other people, so that hurt a little bit. But Mazraoui 5, Timber 8, Porro a very fortunate 7 after he was benched, but obviously came on with 60 minutes, so that was really lucky. Saka 8, Bruno 11, Palmer. I'm so glad I've just got that. These 5 or 6 players, Saka, Bruno, Palmer, Haaland and Salah, they're just not going anywhere for me for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've seen a lot of people have taken out Haaland actually, but he's going to be hard to get in, and he is going to improve. I know they've gone on this horrific run, but while everyone is reasonably affordable, having a couple of cheaper players makes everyone reasonably affordable. So I'm happy to hold. Brought in Kulusevski, so I was tossing up between Robertson, Kulusevski, and another defender, I think it was. But you rightly pointed out, so you influenced my decision here. Not so much on the dissing of Robertson, but the goal booster next week. That was what I was really on the fence, but that made my mind up to go for Kulu, because looking at the fixtures next game week, they're spanking, in they? They're really, really good. I can see, and you've got the old Boxing Day adage of lots of goals. So I think I'll definitely be playing goal bonus next week. Just have a look at some of the fixtures for the front seven. Palmer's got Everton and Fulham. Bruno's got Bournemouth and Wolves. Saka's got Palace and Ipswich. Isak's got Ipswich and Villa. Salah's got Spurs and Leicester. Even Haaland's got Villa and Everton. There's goals everywhere. So really excited to use next week. So hopeful in the week. I've risen. I'm just outside the top 200 now. Kulu got an extra point overnight. You'll be pleased to know he went from 9 to 10 overnight. But
I think Foster got an extra point. Maybe I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I'd stopped looking at scores at that point.
But I think looking at next week, I've got $1 million in the bank.
Kulusevski lost a point overnight.
No, he went from 9 to 10. Definitely.
He was on 10 last night, and I thought he went back down to 9.
Okay. Well, unless he went from 10 to 9 back to 10, but when I looked, he was on 9. Okay. But I'm on 61.5 million budget. I've got 1 million in the bank, and what was I going to do? I can now do someone to Trent, which is what I was maybe trying to do this week. I've got options really. I haven't thought about it much, but I've got options really. Kulu will hopefully now rise. Happy to hold him. I've got.
Crazy how much it's crazy how it swung. I was a good 40 points ahead of you and had bigger budget than you, and just like and our teams aren't massively different. For those that talk about there being a template, it's obviously that you can make moves outside of the core players to gain that position.
Bruno, you missed out on Bruno. 30 odd points for the last 2 weeks. He's been he's a dream team sort of darling, isn't he? But anyway, long way to go, mate. Welcome everyone in the chat. Great to have you with us. Richie Patel. Oh, apparently it's a penalty to West Ham. Penalty to West Ham, Richie.
Kirk in defence. Telegraph as well.
Apparently it's a penalty to West Ham. Keep us updated, everyone. Richie is in the chat. Viney's in. He said he used a transfer to Kirkes, hoping can hold out for the clean sheet to remain 253rd in TFF. Brownie is in. He's 248th in Dream Team. First season playing. Well played. Headed away on Saturday over Christmas and New Year with potential for no app or internet access and 4-hour time difference. I think Dream Team actually is pretty good on the app if you're abroad, Brownie. Dave Hannigan is in as well, and he says, Happy Christmas, Neil, A.K. Wendy, Fergie, and Paul. We will be back next Monday, hopefully, just before Christmas Eve. We'll do a festive special. We've got to wear the Christmas jumpers, mate, haven't we, on that one. Any news on the penalty for West Ham? I can see you've got your eyes on your phone.
It's a penalty. It's
definitely a penalty, is it? We get to see this live.
What format do you want to talk about now, so I can prepare my screen after this?
Who's going to be taking it? Apparently it's a handball. It's a handball. It's given. 100% a pen.
It'll be Bowen, surely, no?
I'm not sure, to be honest. If it is Bowen, he's quite. Paqueta has scored. Paqueta has scored 1-0 West Ham with not long to go. Thank you, Richie, for the update.
Brilliant.
87 minutes gone. Should we move on to TFF and talk about your defence?
Okay. I mean, I've got Hall.
Oh, you've got Hall.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So.
Now
we're talking.
Remember because when Munoz scored, and you got the goal, and I lost the clean sheet the other week. So I was on 44. I'm now 44 for the week.
40. What in TFF?
Yeah,
I think that's quite a decent score, isn't it? Is it? I'm not on many at all. I can't even see my points for the week. Where are my points? There they are. I'm on. I think I'm on like 29 or something. I've had a good week. How are you looking apart from Hall?
Fine. I've not got any like Smith Rowe, I know he's not playing every game, but they've got Southampton up next, and Fulham's fixtures are all right. Or they've got some really good fixtures coming up, and he tends to play against everyone apart from the big sides anyway. So I'll keep him in for a little bit. But yeah, Hall got 13 points, so that was where most of my points came from. I kept in Buemo. You still got him?
I have,
You still got
yeah.
Mbeumo?
I nearly
Salah.
moved him on, but I'm glad I kept. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone on Green Arrow, and they said thing with Mbeumo, especially over this period now. You know, he's playing every single game. He's 90-minute man. He's on penalties. He's like their goal dust around this time, aren't they? So I've been quite fortunate, or we've been fortunate that you know, he's returned now 3-2 without a penalty. But yeah, glad I held him.
Yeah, so my team looks okay. I've got no plans to use any transfers until FA Cup week.
Yeah,
First week in
I'm thinking of using
January.
one in this next week. I've got bloody 8 Norrie, who's banned now, and he's got to evade another 2 games without another yellow card for another ban, and their fixtures are toughening up as well. So he's missing the easy game. I've also got Munoz, who's been incredible, but he's banned now as well. But I'll leave him.
I was
He's
going to
been
say you
good.
ain't going to take him out though because Palace's fixtures are pretty good after
Yeah. So
this weekend. Then
I'm contemplating 8 Norrie back to Anthony Robertson. Robinson. 1-1. Oh no, it's 1-1. I don't believe it.
Kerkez.
Oh, I was holding out. I've got Fabianski in FPL, and I wanted to like cheer right at the death. Jesus, 1-1. Do me a favour. That hurts. That hurts. Screamer, worldy screamer for
Free kick.
Unal.
Unal. Yeah.
Unal, 90th minute. Oh, that hurts. God, that would have been nice. Cheeky Fabianski.
I mean, from an FPL perspective, consider I had no players in tonight's game. It's actually worked out pretty well. 1-1 with Unal and Paqueta scoring. Loaned players.
Apparently, it's an absolute scream of a free kick, like a goal of the season contender. Apparently, just looking on X. Should get a couple of save points for Fabianski. Maybe we'll touch on FPL next anyway. Yeah, so I'm thinking of 8 Norrie to Robinson. I really like Robinson. I had 8 Robinson and Isak in my starting 11 team. But 8 Norrie's done absolutely nothing for me. They can't defend. He's now banned. He's probably gonna be banned again. So I'm thinking of doing Robinson. I've got Gomez. He obviously served his ban this week, so he'll be back now. But just got Saka, Palmer, Haaland, Salah, Gabriel, Leno. Haven't done much, but they've got good fixtures now. So I'll have a double up on Fulham over this next 3 over 4. Murillo. So I'm happy. I've climbed. I was 9k last week. I dropped to about 13k now, but I haven't used a transfer in quite a while now. Till I brought in Salah just after the international break. So I'm quite happy just to sit on that and see where we go. So I take it you're quite a way ahead of me now in that, actually, in Telegraph by the sound of it.
Yeah, like 5k or something like that.
Have a quick look where you are in the.
You know, this is the only thing that's keeping me close to you in the. You're ahead of me in the ultimate leaderboard now. I will go through at the end. But the only thing that's keeping me close is the. Do you know how, like, we don't apply multipliers, but what we do is weight that averages in the league, and therefore, with Telegraph, I'm
only 34 points, mind. I'm quite surprised at that. I thought it would be more. And you've gained 15 on me, so it was only 20 pre this weekend. I am surprised at that, but you know, as we all know, it's a long game, isn't it? The Telegraph, so long old game. So yeah, I might do Robinson. I think I'm tempted by Anthony Robinson. Looks really good. Great fixtures. He's got 6 assists this season as well. They're decent at the back as well. It'll be my 11th transfer. Windy's surname is Gales, obviously. Gales. Neil Gales was given a nickname by one of the teachers at school. Very good. I still prefer Windmeister or Windermere. Maybe we'll just stick with that. Richie's in Telegraph thinking Haaland and Hinshelwood to Isak and Bowen. Although thought Bowen would have been on pens, also don't want to sell Haaland. Yeah, I think you've answered your own question there, Richie, to be honest.
I just look at that Man City run from Boxing Day and the first kick off on it. Yeah. So you can't even do chain moves. I'm pretty happy with.
Yeah. It'd be interesting when we come to the FA Cup weekend. Have you seen there's so many teams, there's so many matches where Premier League opposition are playing against non-league or very lower league opposition. There's the opportunity there if you time it right for some huge hauls.
Yeah. There's a few tactics you can deploy in DreamTeam over that period as well. We'll maybe talk a bit more about it.
Yeah. We'll do a pod sort of before the FA Cup weekend, maybe if we can, definitely. How was your FPL week going?
I had a really good Saturday and then a crap Sunday, so I'm on 50 points. But the same majority of those points were made up on Saturday, and I still had my captain to play. And so I got Cunha, Isak, Gabriel, Timber. Yeah, that's the large cohort of the points there. And then I had quite a few players to play yesterday. Johnson got 0. I've got 8 Nori in FPL and played them, so -2
Same
there. And weirdly enough, my transfer this week is the same transfer you're making in Telegraph, but I'm making it in FPL.
And mine. And I've already done it. I did it yesterday to avoid the
8 Nori to Robinson.
To avoid the price fall and rise. I did it yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
So I'm going to make that move, and then I'll see if Cunha gets suspended or not.
Yeah.
I would. What do you think he'll get suspended?
I think he should. Personally, it's pretty aggressive. You can't put. The thing is, if you're allowed to put your hands in someone's face like that and it's not punished, it's basically saying that it's okay. It's basically saying it's kind of acceptable behaviour when it clearly isn't. So I think it should be banned. I'm saying that as a non-owner as well. Maybe if I was an owner, I'd think sort of slightly differently. Vine just said there's 15 Prem teams at home in the FA Cup. That is crazy. But some of the matchups are ridiculous. Like this, you can. We'll talk about it closer, but depending on how it works out, if one of the forwards plays for a certain team and they're playing early next week, for example, this is where we talk about the 3-for-1s and real opportunities, isn't it? Could be a blood. I'll never forget. I brought in I don't remember this. Saido Berahino in about it must be 2016 or 2017 for West Brom, and they beat Gateshead 7-0, and he had 4 goals and an assist. So he had something like 23 points or something ridiculous from that. And I'm always waiting for a Saido Berahino sort of style haul.
He went to Stoke. Then he went to Stoke. It was like
he turned up on transfer day. So was that the Stoke move?
Was that not Peter Odemwingie?
Oh, it was. Why did I think it was Peter Odemwingie? Turned up for a move and he wasn't allowed in. I'm on 57 points live with 4 from Fabianski. So just having a look, he's got two save points. If he'd have kept a clean sheet, he would have been at an absolute haul.
You got Mbuemo, right?
I have got Mbuemo. I kept him in. So glad I kept him in. He's 13 last week, 10 this week. I nearly sold him. I've got Timber, Gabriel, and Mbuemo, Isak. The annoying one was Wood because he scored, didn't he? Obviously, and then that would have probably been kind of 8 or 9 pointer because he just hogs the bonus when he scores. But 57 points looks like I'm getting a green arrow, which I'm really, really happy with. Just outside the top 1 million now, ever so slightly. So I'm gonna have a look on live rank on Fantasy Football Hub. I wonder if that 4 points is actually taking me within the top 1 million. Now on the live score, I was on the cusp. Oh no, I'm 111 for 1.1 mil. I'm happy with that though. I've already done the 8 Norrie to Robinson move, and my team rating on Fantasy Football Hub for next week is 99%, which is quite nice as we head into the festive break. My second transfer, I nearly made the Enzo move this week, and I'm so glad I never, because Ahmad is just. I'm not sure I'm going to do it this week, but I'm glad I've kept that spot for Ahmad now because he looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't he? Any thoughts on Ahmad in any of the other formats? He's a cheap forward in Dream Team. He's still like 3.5 million or something.
Yeah, just not for the short term run. I want the Isaac, Salah,
Same
Haaland
for next
forward
week
line.
or
So
two. Yeah,
I'm not going to mess. I'm not going to mess around there. Albeit it is good for bonus. Dream Team. Sorry, Telegraph. You mentioned before we came on air that he's 3 million.
he's a
I'm
forward
pretty
though
happy.
again.
I've got because I've got Mbuemo there. I'll probably not do anything.
Yeah.
The one game that I would consider him is probably is FPL. Actually, I've got three transfers as well.
Nice.
So I'm waiting on the Cunha news. Don't know whether to take out Johnson as well. I could do like a mini wild card if I'm committing to not attempting to get back Haaland, which that's the way I'm aiming just now, even though they've got fantastic fixtures. Yeah, I'm doing 8 Norrie to Robinson, and then I'll see what happens with Cunha and what happens midweek as well.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I've done my second one. I don't know. Like I say, because I've made that transfer, and like I say, my rating is really good. My team looks really strong. Probably save Ahmad's fixtures. They're all right. They're home to Bournemouth this week, which is decent, but Bournemouth are a good team. They're then away to Wolves, which is a nice fixture on Boxing Day. And then they are home to Newcastle, which is a tough game, and then they're away to Liverpool. So they're not that amazing. And then on the 16th of January, they're home to Southampton, and then home to Brighton, back-to-back home games, away to Fulham, and then home to Palace. So in January, they go 3 of 4 at home. So maybe that's the right time potentially, but I suppose it depends if you need funds or as you kind of alluded to, it could be a great enabler to get back to Haaland. If Saka or Palmer get injured, for example. But yeah, how's the leaderboard looking, mate?
I'm 27th overall. You are 25th overall, so pretty close there. And in the top 10, we've got Carl Bennett in 10th, Gavin Shirley in 9th, James Ingram.
What the hell? James Ingram about a month ago was like 45th or something. I don't know what he's done, but he's
still not used
flying.
He's still not used the Dream Team booster.
Absolutely insane form.
He's only used wildcard in FPL as well.
That is crazy. How he is 8th overall from where he was. Just having a look where he is overall in points. 14th in points. Yeah, no, it's good. Sorry, mate.
Sam Troy in 7th, Carl Weeks in 6th, Tom Gledel 5th, Dan Sherwood 4th, Ben Lees in 3rd, Aled Wilcox in 2nd, and Johnny Curry out in 1st.
Superb. Johnny is 3rd,
4th, and 4th.
It's crazy. And he's only used one booster, and he's only used his wild card. Just having a look at me and you. So I'm in points. I'm actually doing pretty well in points. I'm 16th overall in points. But obviously my Telegraph rank is letting me down because I'm 42nd overall in Telegraph out of the 51. But I said before, that's the game I would rather be high on because I feel I can pull that back. Whereas I think it's much harder on the other two. And on yours, FPL is letting you down at 42 in FPL.
After my 400th place finish last season. do you know, like, I'm like going into this week, if I can hold off any injuries, and I don't mean FPL because I've got 3 moves, so I can move things around. I'm actually somewhat optimistic going into this week and on for a little run. I feel maybe there's opportunity over Christmas. I'll say this.
On FPL, sorry, or just overall?
I know in all the formats.
Overall,
I think
yeah.
there's I don't have a map. I don't have a master plan of any
Very,
stretch.
very cryptic.
I just look at my team. But look at my team.
Yeah.
As I say, if there's no fundamental issues this week,
Yeah.
I look at my team and then I think I've got the basics in all the teams, so I'm not clambering.
That's it.
We always talk about being 2-3 moves behind.
Exactly that.
I don't feel like I'm in that position. And even in FPL, if I did want Haaland back, I could maneuver things to get him relatively easy. I don't plan on doing so at present.
I think you need Bruno in Dream Team.
Oh well, yeah, he's one. He's one. That's what I mean. If everything goes to plan this week, because he's coming in. He's coming in this week, and I'll get rid of a defender. Go back to 3-4-3. Play the goal booster chip next week.
Yeah, same. Hoping for a nice big jump off that, because a fair few people have used that already. So if it kicks off next week, that could be massive. That could be worth an extra sort of 30-40 points. We nail the captain, it could be more again, couldn't it? Yeah, same. I feel the same. I feel really well set in Dream Team. Very well set. I feel really well set in FPL. Telegraph, not so much. But then I'm just totally begrudge making. I'll probably do 8 Norrie to. I think I will. I need to give it some thought. I'll probably do 8 Norrie to Robinson. I think, because I don't want 8 Norrie anyway. Even if he wasn't banned, he's been absolutely dreadful. They're just not keeping any clean sheets. I think their fixtures turn as well on top of everything. On top of his ban and a potential other ban as well. Yeah, but other than that, I just leave. I've got all the highly that's what killed me early on in Telegraph, and I need to listen to my own advice because I get talked out of it. I do think ownership is important in Telegraph. I really do, and I didn't have Palmer, I didn't have Salah, and that's why I started 2 months back at 45k. It just absolutely killed me. Just get the high owned players in, as long as they're decent players. I'm not talking about getting in any old crap, but just get the high owned good players in and just sit there and leave it. And I didn't do that, and I've managed to claw it back slowly now, but I'm still way off the pace. 42nd out of 53. But gotta hope I can. I just gotta hope that people above me, even though looking at the names, they probably haven't, have used a lot more transfers than I have. But we will see how it goes. Dan Cox is having an absolute stormer in Telegraph. He's something like 700 overall. He's still used like 1 transfer or something. He's having a stormer. So well played, everyone. Across the board.
You've been spewing yesterday with Brighton's consolation goal, because I'm sure he's got double. I think he's got Henderson and Munoz.
I think he has got Henderson and Munoz. Yeah, I didn't like the Munoz one for sure. Okay, Steve Ricks just asked quickly, is Iwobi an option this week in Dream Team? I haven't really looked at Fulham. Well, obviously they're home to Southampton. And they'll be playing another match, won't they?
Chelsea's other game.
I think so. Yeah, is he going to rise though? I don't think he's going to rise, is he? He didn't do anything on the weekend.
His Fulham's fixtures are okay though.
I agree.
Like in Dream Team in particular, they're one of the teams with a decent FA Cup game. Whether he plays that or not, it's another question. But he's certainly an option. I don't know. I prefer. I could have got him instead of Robertson, but you brought him in. But Kulusevski is the same price as him. I think he's 0.2 cheaper. It's like 3.6. Yeah. Scored 3 in the bounce now, Kulusevski. So, and fair enough if you already got him, you're looking elsewhere. But that's probably where I'd be looking at more.
Just quickly, what's it gone Porro? Because he was dropped yesterday, and Jed Spence.
I think he looks tired. Every time I've watched him, he's looked tired.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. Because Spence for the opening goal, I don't know if you saw it. He was outstanding, wasn't he? I do wonder.
Udogie might be injured. He went off injured, didn't he?
I think Porro gets midweek anyway, which is good.
Pedro Porro is one of the worst performances I've seen from a high-profile team at Hampden ever.
Oh, okay.
Like, we got absolutely rinsed when we beat Spain 2-0, and Rodri came out and wasn't very humble about his team at the end of the game. I'm the only person in the world, I think, that doesn't like Rodri, and it's for that he's one comment after a Scotland game one time. So
class. Okay. Well, that's it from us for this week. Any tips? I think we both mentioned Anthony Robinson in both Telegraph and FPL. Looks a really, really good.
Yeah. If I felt that Raul Jimenez was going to play again, I think he'd be a good option in FPL this week. If Cunha got injured, but with Muniz coming in and scoring, I don't know that I'd make that move now. I might go back to Wood if I have to go somewhere from if Cunha does get a sizable ban. No, I think the dream team. I think it's the obvious ones for me this week. In terms of the players to come in, I think Semenyo got injured today. By the way,
Oh, did you really?
I don't know if anyone
Oh wow.
was going to play
Okay, that's
Booster was considering him in dream team, like if they needed a budget player in there. But it looks like he's gonna. Well, I don't know how big the injury is.
Yeah, if you haven't used your goal
Yeah,
booster as well, this week looks. Just have a look at the fixtures. Obviously, you know, everyone judge for themselves. But I really like the look of them. I think there's going to be goals galore. Personally,
yeah.
but Palace's fixtures improved dramatically from I think it's Boxing Day or the match after Boxing Day onwards, and Palace looking really strong. So, not saying for now, but Mateta, Eze, Munoz, potentially Henderson, Palace have improved massively. So just keep an eye on them, maybe over the various formats. You know what Eze in particular is like in Dream Team. He's an absolute beast, so he could be a really, really good pick.
Again, I think it's a case of just coming back from injury, but because he's only been playing like 65, 70 minutes. But by that time, then he's maybe going to get back to fitness. I think it starts. I think you're right. It's a game after Boxing Day. I've not got them in front of me, but I think they play Southampton at home as a start to it.
They have, and they got a really good run. Sarr looks good as well. It's Mela Sarr. He's played 90. He started last like 8 games or something.
He could be an option in Dream if you're looking for an 7th attacker in Dream Team this week, and you can't afford the big hitters in there. Sarr could be one. He's obviously going to get the 0.3 rise as well.
Good stuff. Thank you, mate. We will be back next Monday, so that'll be Monday the 23rd. We'll have a quick chat and see how we're set up for Christmas, and we may even try and get one done over the festive period ahead of the fixtures on the 4th, and then there's FA Cup the week after. So maybe we'll do that. But thanks everyone for joining us. We really, really appreciate it, and we will see you all next week. Thanks all.